All right, everybody, welcome back to Unscripted Podcast. We have a first time ever hat trick. Christine, this is her third guest appearance on the podcast, and now the new iteration of what it is now Unscripted. So, Christine, I'm so stoked to have you back here.
I am so excited that you invited me back. Honestly, like it's an honor.
Yeah, first guest, literally first guest for season one. Season two, you came back, hosted us at your dope house. I see your studio in the background, and so it felt only natural to have you back here just for a genuine conversation. I really look forward to, especially with the new name, the new kind of direction that we're going with the podcast, to kind of try to dive a little deeper, and you have some exciting stuff that's going on in your life right now that I'm excited to go through. So.
Yeah. So can I ask what made you change the name and everything?
It's Michael's fault. He,
Okay.
yeah, I think you'll understand this. It'll probably ring true for you. Like it was just a brand alignment. First and foremost, it was so hard to tell people, look up the Days In podcast, and they're like,
hmm
"What?" And I would have to like sit there for like the next 5 minutes explaining how to spell it. And I feel like we weren't getting traction, right? We weren't getting traction from people on
Yeah.
actually getting to the show and listening to it because it was just too difficult to pronounce, I guess. But
Yeah.
you know what? Here we are, and at the same time, Unscripted kind of felt more like our show. We would put like an hour on the clock for most guests that were coming on, and then realizing we were at like 2.5 hours, and it was going a complete direction. All the questions we came up with
Yeah.
were like we weren't even asking them, they weren't even answering them. We were just going down this organic origin story conversation, and that was so much fun.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes you can't plan stuff. It just has to organically happen,
Yeah.
which you're doing a freaking great job. I love this setup.
Oh, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Yeah, I feel like also being also from Midland, or I guess the area, right? Midland, Odessa, life kind of feels unscripted, right? It just kind of feels like you're going with the flow. And so maybe that's just like a natural occurrence that kind of developed.
Oh yeah. I feel like here you kind of have to. Like there's always like changes and stuff. Like you have to evolve with time. And if you're not evolving, like you're gonna get stuck. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I actually that's a really good segue because I was thinking about just so since we don't do pre-questions, since we don't kind of share like this script, so to speak, I was thinking just about our friendship, like where we started, where we are now, right? And then also the fact that like I'm moved away. I'm up here in the Metroplex. You're still back in Midland, Odessa. I'm really interested to like because I do feel like you are a true West Texan, like to the core. I could be completely wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like I feel like you, where there's like a lot of negative conversation. I know we've talked about this probably in the past, but like negative connotation that follows West Texas. Like it's so nice to be able to jump online, see your sick content, and you like bringing life back to West Texas. Like what? Like
Oh, I
would you
appreciate
say?
that.
Yeah.
Um, Honestly, and it's funny you say that. Yesterday, I was filming and I had this random guy walk up to me at the bar. I was at Boudoir. We were filming for the art crawl that's coming up in September. But this guy came up to me and he was like, "This is gonna be so weird." He's like, "I ran across your Instagram and I just have to say I love your content." He's like, "It's so unique and fresh." And he's like, "I love it." Guy was like suit and tie, Oilfield, your typical Oilfield guy. And I was like,
That's
man,
crazy.
like that's so cool. And like all these like big Oilfield people will always come up to me and be like, what you're doing is so cool. And I'm like, cool. I mean, I sometimes I get a little cringe about myself. Like I know I do post on the internet, but it's like,
Yeah. No.
but like you've known me forever. That's always been me. So it's just kind of it just sucks when people don't know and they take it like one way and just like run with it, which I'm okay with. But it's like, okay, I like that people are liking what I'm putting out. It's fun.
You know what I really value about our friendship, Christine, is that like in a way we have similar likes, but like we are very like polar opposites, so to speak. And
hmm
I appreciate that. I appreciate about you that because we're polar opposites, typically like think about like high school. think about high school, if you're in college, you're typically clicked up with the people that are doing exactly
Oh
like
yeah.
what you're doing, how you do it. Like I don't know if you listen to rock. I don't listen to rock at all, you know? And so there's such a difference between us, but at the same time, like when we connect, whether it's like hyping each other up on Instagram or shooting that text over like, hey, how's the family? Whatever the case is, like I feel like we've been able to like bypass a lot of that, right?
Oh
I
yeah.
love that about you. Very genuine to it doesn't matter what somebody's background is. If like you're cool with them, legit,
Yeah.
you're like their biggest supporter. And I think that's just
Oh, well,
such a
thank you.
unique, yeah, like a unique characteristic of yours.
Well, thank you. I try to look for the good in like everyone. And I mean, I feel like if you surround yourself with people that are so similar to you, like you don't really learn life, you know?
Yeah.
And it's so funny you say that because I remember, I don't know if you remember this. We were at like a rave downtown Dallas, like under a bridge.
Oh yeah,
Do you remember this? Okay.
I do. Yeah.
And I remember being like,
The
dude,
blog
you have to
party. Yeah.
smoke. Yeah, I was like, you have to smoke with me. And you were like, no, dude. Like, I'm pretty sure you were kind of like, this crazy chick, like, wants me to like do drugs and like hang out. And I was like, just trying to be your friend, dude.
Yeah, no, I think at the time, dude, I was so in my I was so in my era of feeling like a I don't even know if I should get into this. It depends, I
No.
guess, on who's gonna like, you know, listen to this, but like kind of in like my dad era, right? Before I was actually
Yeah.
a dad. I felt like I had to there was a lot of expectation. So I don't know. I just never got a chance to let loose. Yeah.
But I feel like everyone needs that person in the group because like if you weren't there to be like the rock of all our foundation, I mean, because we were all a show and you were probably the only one who was sober and like took care of us, you know? Like I feel like you have to have that balance in friendships.
Yeah, honestly, it's probably far from the truth. I was definitely like in a phase for sure at that point. I was I I've I went down a rough path for sure, just trying to figure out who I was. I think just as like a young man and that sort of thing. And I guess I've probably talked about it a little bit, but it's not been like a big topic that I've
Hmm.
even delved into here on the podcast. But I had a moment where I was like, I felt like I did things so right for so long and it wasn't working out that I was like, I must go the other way, right? Just to see if like that's gonna work. And yeah, unfortunately, I don't think it worked too well for me. But yeah, here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Do you feel like do you feel like you found yourself finally? Or do you feel like you're still finding yourself?
It's so crazy. Are you looking at my topics? Like I was definitely gonna ask you the same thing. Um yeah, right. I I you know it's funny, especially with Waylon and him being like 18, 19 months old. I
That's
was
crazy.
so I know, right? I was so prepared for like right now I'm so prepared for this moment. Cuz everybody like has these like things that they say, you know, hey, I'm sure you're ready to like drop your kid off for this X amount of time. Or like you probably guys you guys probably want to like disappear just yourselves. I'm like, no, like I'm so infatuated with him and just being a part of like his world that like that's where I'm at. So yeah, I think for sure I found myself and I think I'm still on that trajectory of I don't know how to say that. Like I'm on this trajectory of um removing things like from my life and like from who I am, I guess, to filter down to exactly like who I'm supposed to be. Because there's still a lot of things that I feel like block in a way like block myself, right? If that makes sense.
Is it people or is it what is it
Probably
that block?
probably probably past trauma.
Yeah.
I don't like that word, but like if we had to give it a word, trauma, you know,
Yeah.
friendships, the death of certain friendships, um, even business. I think you could feel that way. You know, business teaches you so much about yourself, especially when you're starting something and you have anyone else involved. If you have anyone
Oh
else
yeah.
involved and you've had a fallout because of that, that typically like shows you a little bit about yourself and you kind of have to pick up the pieces and like restructure yourself. And I do think that you could like go the wrong way and the right way there as well. Like you could go the wrong way, pick up the pieces and never trust anyone again. But I think really it's um man, I don't know how to like circle that back around. I think really it's I am so confident, and I posted it on Facebook yesterday evening
Hmm.
where I was saying like my personal brand. Like I don't want to like build like this personal brand for myself. I am like I want to disappear so much so
Yeah.
often, and I don't know if it's probably a problem sometimes because I am so introvert, but um like for instance, if you would have been like, hey, like we're not gonna be on a podcast today, I would have been like, I would have kicked my shoes off. You know what I mean? I would have
Yeah.
went and like recluse somewhere. I wouldn't have been like upset about it. I would have been totally down with rescheduling. But at the same time, I'm so excited to be here and doing this too. So I don't know. It's a weird place to be, but it's also I do feel like I'm at peace with who I am, the friend group that's around me at the moment, and like I mean, look at this. I was looking at a before picture of like what the podcast looked like. It was so dingy. I need to text it over to you. It was so bad. But you know,
I love that. I love the growth. That's so
yeah.
cool.
Speaking of growth, and I know we're going down like personal like development paths, your Airstream. I've been like
The
waiting the last like 3 weeks to ask you about this.
I
How,
know it. Go ahead.
why,
Sorry.
when, like what, yeah, like what's, where did this start? Like where, like don't even just go into like what's happening right now. Like what was the passion like behind even wanting to do something like this? Like where'd that start?
Okay. Well, and you kind of brought it up earlier. Like, you think I'm like born and raised like West Texas girl. I have realized this year I don't want to be located in one spot. I feel like this free spirit. I want to travel. I want to do all the things. So 10 years ago, I want to say it's 10, it's about like 10 to 9 years ago. Um, I stayed in this Airstream and fell in love with it. And
Mhm.
I like it was crazy. It's crazy how the world works. Like I don't know if you are real big into like coincidences and stuff like that. Went on this weekend, stay in Marfa, stayed in this Airstream, had a wonderful weekend, and I was like, I freaking love Airstreams. Like I want
Mhm.
to own an Airstream. I'm working at the entrance, man. I'm sitting at the table. We're in the break room. I'm with my boss, and I'm like, I want to buy an Airstream. And he's like, that's so weird. My brother's selling an Airstream. I was like, are you joking? And he was like, no. So he gives me his brother's number, and this guy is loaded. And he bought this Airstream for him and his wife, never used it, 1976, like perfect
Mhm.
condition,
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
and went and looked at it. He basically was selling this thing for like dirt cheap, and I jumped on it immediately. I didn't purchase it. My dad purchased it. I paid my dad back, and I've literally been sitting on it for years. And
Mhm.
my goal was to clean that thing up and like remodel it and travel the world. But obviously that didn't happen. Like it's crazy when you think about like dreams like that, like, oh, I want to travel the world. And it's like, okay, well, how are you going to make money?
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
have a house, like logistically, like that's not possible. I mean, it could be possible, but I don't know. So I've sat on it. I tried selling it like 4 times and never sold it, which I think there's a reason for it because this year my business has kind of taken off and I'm like, what if I get a business loan and I finally do this project? I have always said I always wanted to own a home in Dallas area. I've wanted to own Airbnbs and stuff like that. I love decorating. And so yeah, that's what the Airstream is becoming. It's an Airbnb slash studio slash like just oasis little getaway that I'm gonna have on my property.
That is so crazy because, and I think you had, like we were texting and you were saying that this is like one of maybe several that you're going to end up planting eventually. And
Uh-huh.
so like if it was up to you, like what would that look like in like the next 5 years when it comes to like Airbnb? Do like what's your grand design like dream for
Oh
this whole
gosh.
thing?
Well, and I'm speaking it into existence. I don't know if you've seen, I've been going to Dallas pretty frequently. There's a reason for that. I have always wanted not to live there, but like I go there so often. I love that area so much that I just want to own a home there, Airbnb it out. own a home here in Midland, have it Airbnb'd out, like maybe get one in Colorado, same thing. Like I don't actually like I wouldn't technically have it home. I would just like float between all my Airbnbs and like
Yeah.
kind of let the work do itself. That's my goal. I'm speaking it into existence because I've been like talking about it for so long.
Yeah, I think Cody has that same like goal. He's like, I want a house in
Yeah.
Florida. I want a house. He probably told you a whole bunch about it. And
hmm
even this year, talking about like settling in or like finding out who you are. Even this year, I started to realize that um, I've always put like all this pressure on myself to. I watch everyone else like buying homes around them and that sort of thing, and I've never, my wife and I have never purchased a home yet. And so I guess we get all those perks eventually at some point, maybe if there's still
Yeah.
homes to buy. But at the same time, I don't know what it is. I just have this desire. Maybe it's like nomadism, but like I have this desire to just be free of concrete, like something holding me
Yeah.
down to like one place. Cause yeah, I mean, I've moved over 30 times in my life, and as much as I would have loved to had like that 15-year, 20-year family home, you have all these memories and that sort of thing. Something about being fresh, like moving and seeing something fresh,
Yeah.
stimulates. I think maybe as a natural creative, I don't know if maybe that's a commonality that a lot of creatives kind of share.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that. And that's the thing. I don't think everyone, like, that's not everyone's cup of tea. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. I think everyone looks at my house and they're like, you are stuck in Midland. And it's like, no, like, do I think I made the mistake building my own home just because I fell in love with it so much? Like, I don't think I could see myself in another home. But at the end of the day, like when we die, we don't take this stuff with us. So it's
yeah,
like, why hold on to this like physical object that I literally, it's just sheltering me, you know?
yeah, yeah. It's but then specifically, like, what is it? What would you say about Airstreams? Because there's all different types of RVs and
I
that sort
know.
of thing. What
There's,
what is it about
it's,
that like?
it's circular. Everything's circular in there. I love that it's silver. I love like the roundness of it. I don't know. It's just cool looking.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just an odd, weirdo object.
kind of abstract, yeah, bullet, which is, I've never stayed in an Airstream, but we did for Richard's wedding like a year ago or so. And
Uh-huh.
we did an Airbnb, and it had like it had a home and then it had an Airstream attached to it. And
Uh-huh.
I couldn't help but like think of, I was like, man, yeah, she's onto something. Like this is actually really, it was so dope. And it had
Yeah.
like one of those big, it's not colonial, but like clawfoot baths in it
Tubs.
and that sort of. Oh, it was
Oh
so cool.
yeah.
It was so cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm excited to see like show everyone. I mean, I went all out. Like it's bougie as hell. Like it has a bidet toilet. Um,
Oh
two
man.
people can fit in the shower. Like that was like my biggest thing because I want friends to go and I want like couples to get away. Kind of like more Midland people. I mean, of course I am inviting anyone and everyone, but I want it to be like a little oasis home away from home. Like if you need to get away from the kids for the weekend, like you don't have to leave Midland. You can come out here, relax. Like,
That's
I don't
so
know.
cool. Yeah.
I'm excited for it.
That's special. I you know, considering the fact that you're doing like a lifelong dream and kind of in the midst of it,
hmm
I kind of was genuinely thinking about that today too. Like if you weren't doing Sage and Hawk, if you didn't start Sage and Hawk, if you weren't doing Boudoir, if you weren't on Instagram, if you weren't doing the social media management, like what would Christine Schumann be doing? Wallace. It's still Wallace.
It's still legally Wallace. I go by
Okay.
Schumann. Uh,
Christine Schumann. What would Christine Schumann do?
oh man, that's a weird question.
Had to drop it all, just start it all back over.
Honestly, I love the idea of like not being online at all. It's a blessing and curse. Like I love the messages I put out to people. Daily and stuff like that. But as far as like internet stuff, I always told myself this, like if I ever had a child, I would never show their face on the internet. But I don't know. Like I would probably be in the mountains, like being a little hippie chick,
Yeah.
like snowboarding down mountains, hiking, I don't know, being one with earth.
Well, yeah, no, especially since I don't know if you agree with this, but like social media requires so much of you. Not just it's
Hmm.
like difficult to do like the reels and all that kind of stuff, but like it really, when you're on it and you're in that pipeline, like it
Hmm.
requires, it's almost like it's in your vein and it's just drawing as much
Yes.
content, as much creativity, like, and it's so interesting. I think probably most feel that way too. Like if I wasn't
Hmm.
doing this because of the demand, like my life would be so private. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
almost I hate to say, but like yin and yang in a way. But that's
It
interesting.
is. It's
That's a
like a whole like different lifestyle. And that I had one of my clients the other day. She literally grabbed my hand and she goes, does anyone else like fill up your cup?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" She's like,
ooh,
"Well, you realize um all these people throughout the day take and take and take from you. And we want your creativity, we want your ideas, we want your eye, we want all this stuff." And she's like, "What do you get at the end of the day?" And I was like, "Oh." It kind of hit me. I was like, "Dang, that's a little dark when you think about it."
yeah,
I mean, I enjoy it. So I don't look at it that way. But when she explained it that way, I was like, that's kind of right. Like, I don't have anyone or anything that fills my cup up. I mean, especially my animals. My animals are like, they bring me happiness, but like, you know, it was a
yeah,
very like, ugh, question.
yeah. I had, you know what is interesting, and I'll get personal as well. I had that realization when I was talking to a driver. He kind of had like a breakdown situation here recently. He's not had a fair shake. It's been unfortunate, but um, I just drove him around trying to find some parts and that sort of thing. We got to talk about life, and we started talking about friendships and kind of, especially when you start having certain responsibilities and other people like wanting certain things out of you. And I told him, I was like, you know, it's interesting, man. And I don't say this like pity or anything like that, but I I can't really, other than Cody occasionally will reach out and do this for me, and I appreciate him for it a million percent. And so will Michael. Michael's really good at like following back up and like checking on like the little nitty gritty things. But for the most part, I don't really know if I've had anyone really truly call me and go like, "Are you okay?
Yeah.
Like, are you doing okay?" Like, I
Hmm.
feel like I'm doing it all the time. I'm like, "Hey, I haven't heard from you in this amount of time, and I want to know this." And that was a kind of, I guess, a part of my transition and this period or this like time in my life that I just recently went through, and why it was so hard was because I realized that I was doing it 100% and not really getting poured back into. So like,
Yeah.
if you had to answer that question now, full circle, what pours back into you, or who pours back into you? Do you have a good system that kind of keeps you charged up? Because I don't know how you do it all.
I do. I have a really good friend. I have a great best friend. Like, she literally will force me. Like, she yells at me on Sundays because she's like, "What are you doing? Like, I need you to rot on the couch and like rot."
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah, yeah,
"Okay,
yeah.
okay, fine, fine, fine." And I'll like tell her, I'm like, "Well, I have to go film." She goes, "No." Like, she's really good about like telling me, like, "You just need to chill." And we'll go on vacations together and she's like, "You're not doing a thing." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I do have a good support system as far as that goes. But I don't know, like what fills my cup back up. It's hard because like this brings me so much joy, like editing and stuff. But does it drain me sometimes? Absolutely. Like,
Right?
I feel
Impossible
like
for
my
it not to.
joy is from like being outdoors. Like,
Mm,
I picked up longboarding again just to kind of like pick up a new skill, not new skill, but like something that I did in the past that brought me so much happiness. It's like, why did I let that go? You know?
yeah, yeah.
So
I was
just
actually
trying little things like that.
gonna ask you that too. Like, are you still having fun?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's some days where it's not fun. Which is fine. I know a lot of it has to do with people's insecurities.
Mm,
Um, I'm not in the right headspace. They'll say things that they'll later really think about and backpedal, and then I'll get a text at like midnight and be like, "Please don't post that video." It's a very odd world to live in, or like I wish my hair looked a certain way. I wish my makeup looked a certain way. I shouldn't have done that video. I'm not fit enough. It's just like little stuff like that that I have to deal with.
Yeah.
And I
I, d-
can't
I-
be mad at them because it's like, it's just a insecurity thing, you know?
yeah. Yeah. It's especially when, I don't know if you feel this way, but like as a podcaster, I want everyone to podcast with me. And that's probably not a
Yeah.
good thing. You know, like some people don't want to podcast and that's okay. And, but I actually just recently had, one of our episodes from season 2. One of the guys, I won't name his name, but like he called me and was like, "Hey, I need you to take this down. I need you to take this video down." And it had been up for, I don't know, 3 to 6 months or so.
Yeah.
He didn't get a job because of it. Blew my mind.
Oh,
I was like,
yeah.
that was like the best podcast ever. We didn't say anything wrong. And so it dawned on me that there really is like so much influence in what you do.
Yeah.
This podcast, even for me, like we just reached 150 on YouTube, and I always like downplay it. And my wife told me, don't downplay it. But I'm like, yeah, I guess that's pretty cool. Organically,
Yeah, that's
150 people are
huge.
watching this thing. Um, but like there's influence there. There's like
Yeah.
this people are listening to what you're saying, and especially if you're on LinkedIn. Oh my gosh. I don't know if you mess around with LinkedIn, but
Yes.
that web. Yeah.
And it's so weird when you think about it, because I think our generation, like we grew up, this was always fun to us. Like we always loved documenting what we were doing and stuff. And now and it all comes back at the end of the day. It makes me really sad. Like I recently had a client call me when I was in Dallas this past week, freaking out and needing me to delete pictures of her. And it's like, her job was on the line for it. And it's like, it just makes me sad because I'm like, people can't really live authentic. They can't really say the things they want to say. They can't do the things they want to do because it's always going to be held over their head. And like we have a digital footprint to literally be like, remember when you did this? Like, you can't have this job because you did this. I don't know. It makes me sad. And that's where
Yeah.
I have to look at the bigger picture and be like, I am so lucky and blessed. Like, I'm covered in tattoos. I'm very vocal about that I smoke and I'm taken serious, like
Yeah.
that's the nice part where it's like I can authentically be myself and I'm not having to hold back anything.
And I think that's like a testament to the fact that you took the leap. Like, do you think you would do it the same way that you do? Okay, like put yourself in my shoes, right? I work a
Hmm.
full-time day job, so like I do have to be somewhat careful, like what I say. I'm
Yeah,
a safety manager for like a pretty large transportation company. So like if like, do you feel like you would do it the same way if you had still had a day job?
absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, when I walked into that job, I even told them, I was like, every job I've had, I've walked in and I'm like, I smoke. Is that an issue? And they're all kind of like shocked at first. And, they probably think I'm this huge stoner that smokes all day. And it's like, no, like I smoke because that's the only thing that will turn my brain off at night. Like,
Yeah.
it is what it is. I also love tattoos. I have tattoos. Is that an issue? And it was an issue at the insurance man. Like, I had to cover
Mm.
them. But then the boss would like literally tell everyone I had tattoos. So it was kind of like, well, defeats
Yeah,
the
that's a
purpose.
weird. Yeah, that's a weird kind of situation.
Hmm.
And I don't think you're missing out either because um, the workforce, I feel like, particularly, and I hate to put people on blast or anything. I'm like, oh, okay, I just won't name names, but at some companies that I know of, it just kind of seems like there's men so involved in like the personal lives of
Yes.
like their employees. Like these men who are managers are like involved in let's say, some of the women that might work there and kind of like some of the things that are stirring around like personally, and they're like sharing this information. I'm like, I'm mind blown because that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
Of course, maybe that's just like my background or the job that I'm in, but I'm like, I couldn't imagine sharing someone else's like listening to this woman tell me
Yeah.
something personal and then going and sharing that with, another like
Yeah.
clique or something within the confines of that company. But so I don't know if you're missing you're missing out. I think you're doing some pretty cool
Well,
stuff.
see, and that's what blows my mind is what I do outside of work hours. It shouldn't affect. the way I do my job, you know? And that's what
Mm,
I've never understood. Like people have their daytime persona and then at nighttime they're a completely different person and they have to be that way because of their job. And that's where I'm just like, it blows my mind. Like I'm going to use Boudoir as an example. You know, a lot of people, they don't want to be seen or associated because they will get in trouble or like get fired from their job. And it's like, at the end of the day, like we all have bodies and what you do with your body or like how you present yourself, like shouldn't matter. I don't know. It's weird, but I don't think a lot of people are open-minded when it comes to a lot of stuff.
yeah,
Like I think
it
someone
is.
could easily do boudoir and then like walk into their day job the next day and do a hell of a job, but what do I know?
I mean, you see it happening like all the time, and I am not comparing boudoir to OnlyFans, but like you see like these
Oh yeah.
teachers that are like OnlyFans, you know, and they're like getting fired and that sort of thing. I mean, it's popping up everywhere. It's an
Yeah.
interesting time to have the technology that we have, you know?
No, it really is. And I feel like everything is, you know, you said this and you were racist or you I don't know. It is a weird. It's very
Yeah,
weird.
like 15 years ago, like when
Oh
everyone was
God.
saying it, you know? Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. I mean I purposely I'm probably gonna shoot myself in the foot for this, but like I remember back in high school, like those black charcoal masks were like a real big thing. I mean, I have a picture of like all of us girls with like black charcoal mask on, and I'm like, I have to hide that because if anyone sees that, like I'm going down.
It's I wonder that would be such an interesting topic and conversation for other founders. Like if they find themselves at like 11:30 at night scrolling through Facebook memories and deleting I'm like deleting everything that I come across, which is I guess it's kind of sad that you're kind of deleting these memories and these moments that you had at the same time. Like I do think you like realize like how much you've put into your business and how quickly like people are trying to
Oh, how
cancel you.
it can, yes. Well, and I feel like nowadays everyone wants to cancel everyone, or like they get really jealous or envious of someone that's being successful, and so they want to grab any little thing and take them down with them
Yeah.
instead of just rooting for them. I don't know. I've done a lot of like mental the way you look at things, just looking at life differently. Like, why are you so focused on someone else's life? Like, it doesn't affect you, you know?
Mm. I think that's a really good segue into um obviously you were there on season 1 in
Hmm.
person, no video. We sat
Yes.
down. Something I take away from that. I don't know if you know this, but something I take away from that all the time is we're sitting there and we're having a drink. And you look across from me and you're like, "Are you nervous?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." Every single time you're like, "Yeah, I like that." Like that's healthy, you know. And so I think about that
Yeah.
because even still now, every podcast, like I get nervous. But to loop it back, you're on season 1, first guest appearance. That Christine versus Christine today, would you say that there's a large change? Is it just, I know at that point you had so much on your plate that it was already full. But even
Uh-huh.
beyond that, like personally, um, do you feel like growth wise, like you're in a, like just a better place or how would you word that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, gosh, it's crazy to think like that doesn't feel like that long ago, but it kind of was, you know? So yeah, I would
Yeah.
say I'm a 100% different person. Um, I was literally going through my divorce
Hmm.
then, I believe, and yeah,
Oh, even back
and
then?
yeah,
Hmm.
we had gosh, when did we do that? It was like July or August, right?
Yeah, because it was so hot in that room.
Yeah, I mean we yeah, it was like shortly after we decided in August or September that we were like officially like done. But yeah, I mean, I think I'm a totally different person. I think
Yeah.
I've done a lot of growth. I'm still growing personally. Like lots of things I'm learning. I feel like you're always learning about yourself and your ticks and stuff, kind of like you said, like earlier, childhood trauma, like what makes you tick and stuff.
Yeah. Uh, You, from my observation, if it's okay if I share, I feel
Yeah,
like
go for it.
you're more assured. I don't know if that's the
Mm-hmm.
right, if that makes sense. Like your
God, this
confidence.
damn play.
Yeah, I know I hate them. Uh,
Sorry.
they've been overwhelming us here too. Your confidence, which you've always been confident, and just it takes a lot to go out there and be as bold as you are. You are
Yeah,
very bold, and that's I think that's why a lot of people are encouraged by that. But you definitely seem like you're, yeah, like
older.
yeah, I guess we're older for sure, and wiser, but at the same time, like you're still doing a lot of the mix of what you were doing before, and you it seems like you tackle it just with more resolve, maybe than
Hmm.
like you could tell at that point, even though it was only like what 2.5, 3 years ago, that
Yeah,
I think it was that long ago, that it was like there, that pressure was there, and
yeah,
now you just seem like, and that's the shift I'm finding myself in right now, and we're so close in age, um but like where it doesn't, your plate's not any less full. In fact, you probably have two or three more, but because like you've conquered like your mentality around it,
hmm,
you're able to like prioritize and place yourself almost mentally like in a better state of mind. Would you say you're in a better state of mind?
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And I think you are right. Like, I think I am more confident in myself. I'm gonna try to say this without. I know I'm a bold person. I've always been, and I think I've always just had someone kind of. I don't want to say tying me down or like dimming my light because that sounds negative, but I think I would
Sure.
always latch on to other people's energy or whatever you want to call it. Just like they're just being around them. My gosh, this lie. But that it kind of affected me where I was like, oh, I need to not say that, or I need to not wear that. I need to not do this. Like I couldn't be myself fully.
Yeah.
I didn't, and I feel like I've always been myself. I don't know. It's a hard thing to like pinpoint.
Yeah. No, I relate with that. It's because I adapt to almost every scenario that I'm in, and I am probably the only person who really sees exactly who I am naturally is my wife,
Oh
and
yeah.
like it'd probably shock a bunch of people if like they saw that version of myself. And I asked myself
Hmm.
the other day, I was like, well, crap, then am I being fake with everyone else? And I don't think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I think I value other people being more comfortable than me. And
Hmm.
so I want to figure out however they talk, like my dialect changes. And, if I'm
Yeah.
around my wife, like I get a little bit more of a draw from West Texas. And then naturally being up here in the Metroplex, if I'm around other individuals or corporate individuals, things start to change. And so
Yeah.
I
Which, and I think
think,
it naturally does. It's funny you
yeah,
say that because I was actually having a conversation with one of my friends. I was like, I love when I get to see you be you, like fully. And she's like, what do you mean? And I was like, because you're so goofy and funny, but that doesn't come out. It's rare when it does. And she's like, are you telling me I'm not being myself? And I was like,
mm,
oh, that's like a weird because I do feel that like I'll be tame around certain people, and then there's some people I can be really weird, like especially when it comes to smoking. Like I don't smoke around anyone unless like I feel really comfortable around you. Like
yeah,
I don't know, and I mean it's just a like certain things I feel comfortable more around people than other people. So I do
yeah,
feel like you will naturally like tame yourself down or tune it up a little when you're around others.
yeah. Which is, interesting because I'm starting to find it harder to like separate or like even want to care. It sounds terrible, but I'm almost at this point where I'm just like, okay, like this is who I am. I'm just gonna, especially when we're at a unique place in our life. Both you're 34. I'm gonna be 34 in like the next couple months. Um, I don't know if you feel like you should be more advanced or like further along in your life, but I feel that pressure like every single day. I think that I'm like supposed to be retired. I don't know why, but like I feel like I'm supposed to be retired and like I have like, this fortune to my name somehow.
Yeah. And that's so interesting you say that because when I think back when we were in our like teens, 20s or
Uh-huh.
whatever, I would look up to 30-year-olds and be like, they have their together. Like, I can't wait to be that age and like have my together. And then
Yeah.
I'm here now, but now I look at like 40, 50-year-olds and I'm like, man, y'all don't even have y'all together. Like, you're on the
Uh-huh.
same boat as I am. Like, does anyone ever? And like, does that, what does that mean to you? Like, is it owning a home or is it starting a family? Like, I feel like
Yeah.
everyone's making it is different.
Well, and I heard this, I don't know her name, but of course it was like a short because like that's where everyone's references are from these days. But I heard this woman she said, up until 40, it's just research. And I was like, blew my mind. I was like, oh my
Oh yeah.
gosh. I never even thought about it like that. She's like, yeah, until 40, it's just research. And then you hit 40 and you can start applying it. And your life is different. I was like, I really need to like go look in the mirror and change some things about the way I think, because I do think that alters you as a person, and that also alters you like in the midst of people that you're around, and you miss opportunities to be genuine, or to
Oh
genuinely
yeah.
be present, like for relationships and friendships, or whatever the case is. Like you just, especially in my mind, I project so far ahead that it almost, you said it perfectly earlier, it almost like ties you down or like holds you back, because
Hmm.
if I could see that far ahead and experience what that life could feel like or be like right now, and I'm not even there yet, and I'm just thinking, like projecting like
Oh
what it
yeah.
could look like, then I almost like have to keep myself on a certain path in order to achieve it. And tomorrow's definitely not promised or guaranteed,
Yeah.
and you have no idea what's going to happen.
So you're living in fear because you're always thinking ahead. I went to dinner with a friend the other
Yeah.
night. He's very spiritual, but he was like, I'm gonna blow your mind for a second. He's like, we're always living in the past and the future, like instead of being present. And he grabbed my hands and he was like, right now, we're about to be in the past. And then he like stopped and he's like, we're already in the past. And like right now, we're in the present. And he's like, here in like 2 seconds, we're about to be in the future. I was like, that's so weird when you really think about it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's like right now, we are living in the moment currently.
Hmm.
You can't control what's about to happen 5 seconds, 5 years from now. So why think about it?
Wow. You know what's interesting? Yeah, because this podcast is going to be the past.
Yeah,
I
we
didn't even
already
think
are
about
in the
that.
past.
We all watch a bunch of shows that are in the past. Like that. That's
Yeah.
interesting. I've never even thought about it that way.
I mean,
That's
when
a
you
new way of
watch a
thinking about it.
TV show, you're looking at the past. When you're listening to music, that music is in the past. And I feel like everyone operates that way. Like we're constantly going back and like trying to figure out what to fix instead of just moving forward. I don't know. I get really weird about stuff like that.
No, that's a really interesting thought. And I think it also kind of applies to like this question, which is like how do you define yourself now, especially like in the market that you're in,
Hmm.
right? Like being on social media, especially social media management. I just give you all applause because that is such a difficult thing to do. But like how do you make yourself um I don't even want to use the word Christine. I don't even want to use the word relevant, but like, how do you define and stand out now in this market that's so saturated?
See, and honestly, and that's where I don't want to say I'm not trying because everything you do, you like have to put some type of like effort into. But at the end of the day, it's me. Like I'm giving you me. Like
Oh, I
there
love
is
that. Yeah.
no, yeah, and there's no like you can't go down the road and get another Christine Schumann. Like this is who you get. That is what it
I
is.
don't, I don't know. Have you seen science lately? Like, give it 100 years, you might have
Dude, I
another
know.
you.
I
You never
know.
know.
See, and
I
I'm
mean,
weird
look at
about
AI.
stuff like that too. I'm like, I won't ever do 23andMe. I mean,
No,
all that stuff.
1000%
I'm
no.
like, oh,
I don't need to know. I don't know those people now. I don't need to know them now. Like, you know,
yeah.
it's yeah, I'm the same way. But how do you feel about kind of what's progressing with AI?
Oh, it's
Do you hate AI?
AI. I have a love-hate relationship. I have a friend, I would always go to her. It's Sarah Ditto in Lubbock. She's my tattoo artist, but I would always tell her, I'm like, I'm kind of scared of AI. And she's like, if you're gonna be scared, like it's coming regardless. Like either
Hmm.
you accept it and you use it or you live in fear because you don't know where it's going. I
Yeah.
personally think AI is going to take over, without a doubt. I mean, it's crazy. You can literally make someone say something or confess something just by having a 3 minute video of them talking, which we have all talked on the internet, like podcasts, YouTube, everything. So that's the scary
Yeah.
part where I'm like,
I
our DNA footprint is literally out there for free.
like. Did you see the whole CEO scandal thing that happened recently?
No.
This the CEO got caught at the Coldplay. He's cheating on his.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I did.
Yeah.
I did see that. Yeah.
Did you see all the deep fakes that everyone's been doing about that?
Uh-uh.
Yeah, so like now there's a bunch of deep fakes out there, and his reaction was one thing, and now you don't even know what his original reaction was because there's all these deep fakes out, and it's like he's saying things, it's really saying things, and his mouth is moving like authentic. It's
Yeah.
just, it's yeah, it's a little too much for me. I
Well,
figured that out.
and what I've learned in life too, this is what's so weird to me. Everyone has their own point of view. So like how I come across to you, someone else's viewpoint is so different. And it could be like you see it in a positive way, someone sees it in a negative way. Like I see that all the time on Instagram. It's like
Yeah,
they see it one way, but another person sees it a whole different point of view. It's just like those, what is it? Like the optical illusions. Like you're looking at it from one point of view, so it looks one way, and then you go to the side and it's something completely different.
yeah, it
And
just
that's
trips your
where I
mind
kind of
out.
have to, yeah, and that's how I kind of like operate in life because it's your point of view on me might be so different than someone else's. At the end of the day, it's your point of view. I can't change that for you. So it's like,
Yeah.
why live trying to constantly like prove something?
Hmm. And this is not a call out to your brand specifically, but because you're
Hmm.
in the mix of the industry that's online, because AI is out there and it's like making things so much more accessible to. Do you see where I'm going with this? Like
Hmm.
so much more accessible to people who haven't put in the time, the 10 years, 8 years, whatever, right?
Hmm.
Um, longevity wise, like how much longer do you think, okay, I'm squirreling, but do you foresee AI and everything enhancing what you're already doing now? Naturally, right now it's probably doing it because it's making certain areas a little bit more proficient, right? But
Yes.
do you, is it going to make it more challenging for you to do what you do, or do you see it being more of a benefit?
Oh, no, I literally have spiraled at night thinking about that because I'm like, what would I do? And like, the way it goes back to that original question, and it's like, I don't know. Like, I have no idea. But at the end of the day, like, why live in fear? I don't
Yeah.
know the future. I mean, if AI really took over, social media would be, there would be a lot of people without jobs. And like, when you really think about it, artists, like,
Hmm.
that's true art coming from real people. Um, a lot of like eyebrow esthetician people, like, would you want a robot like injecting your face or doing your hair or nails and stuff? Like, I don't
Giving you
think,
massages, like,
yeah, I mean, there's certain things where I feel like that human connection has to be there.
hmm,
I mean, when we get to that point in life, at that point, it's like, what's the point of living?
yeah.
I don't know.
I tell people the same thing, and not to call out any doomsday preppers, but I say the same. I have the same thing, the same conversation where I tell them, okay, you've hoarded all this food, you've stocked it all up. There's nothing wrong with like stocking things, But like if
No.
you're stalking specifically for the like Armageddon or whatever the case is, the fall of humanity, and then you outlast everyone, and then it's just you.
Yeah, so what are you gonna do? Like twiddle your thumbs and I don't know.
It's the lamest thing ever. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like to think about that. I mean, we're all gonna
Yeah.
go eventually. How we go, who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. And
What is your thoughts
I'm
on AI? Like, is there scared or is it like a positive thing? Like, do you use it to your advantage?
I definitely use it to my advantage right now, for
Hmm.
sure. I think it's crazy how quickly it's developing. All the different models, I think it's overwhelming. Michael says it best, like he's like 15 different models in, and he's like, well, what am I doing? You know, he's got all
Hmm.
these subscriptions. They all do the same thing, but at the end of the day, like I always ask that question. I typically always ask that question, which is, I do feel the same way that it's going back to human connection. And I feel like this podcasts like it, um, influencers like yourself, where it's always just been about being myself.
Hmm.
And that maybe is what separates you from what's your current content or your current following on Instagram at the moment. Is it 10,000?
I think it's at 10 now.
Do you have it written down on your not playing?
No,
You looked over
I
the
that's why
side.
my Instagram's open. It's been open since
I got you.
we sat down. So I was like, at 10.
10,000. So, but like the separation between you being at 10,000 and another being at like 1 million, because like what that person's willing to do as not an authentic like voice. Does that make sense? Like yours is always across like your multiple platforms, and maybe it is like location and who you know and that sort of thing. But like not don't knock yourself down. Like your genuineness across all platforms is felt, and I think
Hmm.
that sometimes that's not. Um, how do I say this, Christine? Like, okay, I went to go sell my motorcycle. I was telling
Uh,
Cody this too. I went to go sell my motorcycle. It was mint condition, very low mileage, barely even broken in, and I was selling it for dirt cheap. The bike that was getting sold next to mine was like in the dirt, missing seat, all these miles, piece of crap, and they were selling it for like almost like half the price extra on top, and they're sold before mine.
oh wow.
Do you see what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
you could take your content versus someone else in LA who's got that LA environment, and they're doing certain types of content, but there's nothing really genuine about it, which is kind of the fall of fitness influencers at the moment. Does that make sense? So like, am I making sense of
Oh
this?
yeah, no, you are making sense. And that I yeah, it's hard. And that's what's scary. I feel like a lot of people are very scared to be themselves.
Mm.
They overthink it, which again, it's sad. Like the fact that you have to water down who you are just to make 10,000 people like you or like accept you. It's I don't know, it's weird to me. But no,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. Like the authentic, like is that really going to show and like is that going to help or help someone out? But I have noticed, like, I mean, even you saying that, we've always talked about like numbers and stuff. Like numbers really, I don't look at who looks at my story. I don't look at who likes my,
Hmm.
but I think there's so many people that do that. And then they walk around in real life and they're like, oh, Christine Schumann didn't like my post. She freaking hates me. I don't know you until you walk up to me and you're like, hi, I am so and so. Like, that's
Yeah.
just how I operate. And it's weird to me when people use that little platform and they're like, oh, she doesn't like me. She didn't look at my story. She doesn't like my stuff. Like, she must hate me. And it's like, why are we thinking that way? I don't know.
Yeah. Cause I've always been like looking at like your following and looking at your growth. I've always been inspired because like you've built it from nothing into what
Hmm.
it is today. But at the same time, like I'm always like more intrigued, like, how are you doing? Like, how are you handling all that? Because I don't have near that. I don't even have like a percent of that. And I find myself often overwhelmed with the expectation to have to, you know,
Yeah. Well, and
bring the
I'll
next thing.
and I'll get into like something personal. I had my first, it's really rare when I have internet hate, which I'm very glad. Like, I don't have,
Did you have
there's not,
beef?
I had my first internet like feud, and I was like, okay. Um,
Jumped in official, yeah.
yeah, it caught me off guard. I had reposted this video. I found this guy in Austin, and he's an advocate for like men and like shaping men, and like I don't know how to describe it, but like he does like if your lady says this or does this, like this is what she's wanting. And he made this post, and it hit so spot on with me. It said, if you're not, how did he word it? He was like, if you're not in shape, like your lady's not going to look up to you. Like, who is going to motivate her and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But it was like pretty much about that. It had nothing to do with working out, but it like listed a whole thing like about life and everything. Like, you have to motivate, you have to provide, like you need to be the safe place and like be a man and all that. And I was like, and I reshared it. And
Hmm.
I had what I thought was like a rando. He went on a deep dive on my Instagram and started tagging that guy and was like tagging him in all these posts of me and my ex. And I was like, why? Like, why? It's, I don't know. It was just a strange, but he thought I was just like I was just so full of because I posted that. And I'm like, that's also why we're not together because of all those things. Like, I literally said that. I mean, but again, it's my personal life. I don't have to tell people, you know?
Yeah, see, like I didn't know. I didn't know that you weren't together.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah.
And that I've gotten to a point in life where if I have so many dreams and goals and ambition, like I will say, like I am a hard person to be with. Work 24/7. Like it's not easy. Um, I go out to all these gigs and I have to be social. I have to talk to
Mm.
people. I have to be out there. I'm recording people like all the time. And so it's not, I get it. It's not an easy gig for someone. And plus, like, I don't want to have someone, I don't know. I just want to be with someone who I'm inspired by and I look up to and they motivate me. Like, I'm always tired of being the person that you motivate me. You motivate me. And it's like, well, I need to find someone who's higher on my level. That way I can look up to them. And I mean that in the most like respectful way.
Yeah. No, and it makes sense. But also, I think another way to look at it is like, I think you can go back to like the one-on-one basics, like
Hmm.
just like have your own life, you know? And
Yeah.
I think it's important for relationships to, um, for like both people on either side of that to like have their own life. I was asked that just recently in a situation. I won't name names, but they were like, "Well, how would you feel in this situation?" I'd be like, "I'd just go about my life," and they're like it wouldn't affect you at all. I'm like, I'm sure there would be some sort of internal thing that would happen and come up later, but at the same time, I kind of look at it from a perspective that if somebody doesn't want my time, but there's like three other people that would love my time, I'm not thinking about that person anymore. The one who doesn't want my time anymore, because I have an
Yeah.
obligation to like, in a way, to want to like maneuver that energy elsewhere. And
Hmm.
even if it hurts, even if that one like really hurts, if it's a situation, I always like to look at it from the fact that we don't have very much time, like while we're here. And I don't want to
Yeah.
spend it holding like feelings towards you this way, or, having an opinion, or like trying to cater. Like, I don't want to do any of that. Like,
Yeah.
I want to really
It,
like point. Yeah.
and that's where I'm at in life. Like life is way too short to second guess and like look back. Like if you're not helping me grow, and when I say helping me, it's you're there for me to fill up my cup. Like
Hmm.
you are encouraging me. You are like it's not it has nothing to do with financial. And that's kind of where we butted heads because he thought it would be I wanted someone financially to just take care of me. There is no way in hell. Like this girl's working 24/7, like
Yeah.
till the day I die. So
Mm.
I don't know. It's just a it's a weird, I don't know, it's hard. Like And I don't
Yeah.
think I've ever met someone that's on that same like crazy level like I am.
You guys
But
doing okay through it though? Like,
oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's hard. Like we were best friends for so long, so and then we crossed those
Yeah,
lines. So
decade.
now it's
Yeah.
yeah. So then it's kind of like, well, now we're trying to see, I guess, if we can ever go back to normal.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I think time will tell.
Time will tell, and time always has like a way of figuring things out, even if you're not prepared for it. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, this has been so I was looking forward to this, Christine, because I wanted to dive down a different route with you this go around.
Okay.
And I hope like in the future that you continue to come on the podcast and we like continue to go down different rabbit holes. But I definitely didn't want to go down that same one we've been knocking on for the last couple of times, which is like, hey, your business. I like was so interested in like what your origins were, like what your life would look like if like you weren't doing what you were doing now, if you weren't in Midland, versus like would you always be in Midland? And now the fact that you're like spending so much time in Dallas, which is exciting. We need to connect. I mean, I'm not
I
calling you
know.
out, but like what the heck?
I
What the
know.
heck?
I
So,
know.
um, but I've never done this before, and I feel like this would be a perfect way to wrap this episode up. I have never done uh like quick fire questions. Are you down for this?
Hell yeah,
Yeah.
let's go.
You ready to see something like super old?
Is that Fisher Price?
My
Oh
freaking
shit.
glasses. All right. I'm going to do this. I'm going to butcher this because we are unscripted, but I've got something in front of me and
Okay.
I want to get your take. It's quite a few of these. And so let me know what you think per question.
Okay.
Rich auntie on a budget BNTO box or thrift market treasure?
Ooh, thrift market.
Okay. Studio client shoots or mural backdrop content days?
Okay, say it one more time.
Studio client shoots or mural backdrop content days?
Ooh,
I know.
that's
I know.
hard.
I thought hard about these ones.
I'm gonna say client.
Client. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The client
Barbell
changes, the
squat.
mural doesn't.
Perfect. Perfect. Barbell squats and fitness reels or cozy couch content with Sage?
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely the barbell. I'm sorry, Sage.
Oh man, she was barking in the background earlier
I
too.
know, I know. She's mad.
National Weenie Dog Day or Everyday Weenie Dog Chaos?
Everyday weenie dog chaos for sure.
Let's rock on, rock on. Let's go. Crushing workouts or an unapologetic burnout break?
Crushing workouts.
Okay. Keep it going. Yeah. NYC girl trip or a hill country weekend escape? I feel like we already know this answer.
Oh, I don't know. New York had my heart though.
Okay.
I'm gonna say New York.
Okay. All right. Walking into a tattoo appointment or walking into a client brand meeting? This is a no-brainer, right? I should have answered
Tattoo
this for you.
appointment.
Yeah. All the way. All the way. Oversized tee and biker shorts or vintage denim and a crop?
Oversized t-shirt all day.
Okay. Planning a shoot or editing late at night in sweats?
Planning a shoot.
Yeah. Do you dislike editing?
Not that I dislike it. It depends what I'm editing.
Okay. Okay.
I have this
Instagram
project right
photo.
now that is insane. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No.
I told my friend she got pregnant and I took photos of her every week all the way up until she had her baby. So it's like I'm trying to make a gif of like her body changing over the year, like month, I
Holy
guess.
cow.
So it's
Yeah.
2,000 photos I'm editing and I'm trying to match the daylight. It's a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's ridiculous. That's going to be so cool, though. I'm excited to see that. Instagram photo dumps or raw, unfiltered story rants?
Raw, unfiltered story
I
rants for
love
sure.
those. Yeah, I love those. Thriving in silence or storytelling through posts?
Thriving in silence.
Okay. Clean neutrals or colorful maximalism? Yeah. Yeah.
If I had to pick today, it would be colorful maximism.
Really? How
Hmm.
long ago would it have been clean neutrals?
For a long time.
Okay. So shifting, that's cool. Going full glam or rocking a makeup free day?
Makeup free day all day.
Makeup free day. And then dream thrift find, designer piece, or something with a story?
Ooh,
I
damn.
feel like you're
I
a
would say
story
something.
person.
I would say something with a story. I
Yeah.
don't own anything designer, but my friend, when we went to New York, I told her I was like, "This is gonna be it. I'm gonna find my designer item," and
Yeah.
I didn't. But I'm like still in the hunt. Like it'll speak to me when it speaks to me.
Yeah. I am. And then I'm going to throw this one in. Trade days in Odessa or a trip to Goodwill.
Trade days, like Stanton trade days.
And there one in Odessa
I don't know if there isn't one in
at the
Odessa.
Coliseum. Yeah. Yeah.
It's called trade days.
Trade days. Yeah.
Are you sure? You need to fact check this.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's been so long since I've been there. Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure it's a trade days. Yeah.
And then what was the other option? Thrift.
Goodwill.
Goodwill.
Thrifting at Goodwill.
I
Goodwill.
love
Yeah.
Goodwill. Goodwill
Yeah.
has some
I've been
good
stuck
shit.
there. Yeah. They really do. And don't knock it. Don't knock it. Thank you for participating in that. First time
Yeah.
ever. But not the first time ever on this podcast. Christine, I appreciate you for always being authentic, for being real, and just genuine, just a genuinely good friend. This has been so much fun.
Yeah. And I do have to say, you are a good friend. Like the text I get, like, hey, how are you doing? Just wanted to check in and stuff. Like that doesn't ever go unseen. Like I always appreciate those texts. So
Absolutely. I got you. I got
yeah,
you.
those are always,
So
they make my heart melt.
I will, I feel like we have a pretty bright future, especially some of the things that we're doing in like parallel. And I'm just so excited. Like I said, I get inspired by your fitness journey when you pick it back up and you go, you know what? No, I'm about to get back in this and lift, twice my body weight above my head. And I draw from that a ton, Christine. So
Oh, well,
um,
thank you. I see, and at the end of the day, like that's all that matters. Like if I'm showing up online being myself and it inspires someone, like what if you did the exact same thing? Someone will resonate with that and like it'll inspire and light a fire under their ass and be like, I mean, shoot, I've always wanted to start a podcast. I will eventually. I have all the stuff. I still have not
listen,
started it, but like you inspired me to do
yeah,
it. It's just
yeah.
time. It's a lot. Like people don't realize there's a lot that goes into it.
It is like too much, like sometimes,
Hmm.
but you bless us. Thank you. Thank you for being on the show again.
Yes, thank you so much.
Till next time.
Okay.